to make history and not to repeat history.
There is a great potential buried in your imagination. Get ready for exploration.
Thinking is the ultimate source of the unlimited storehouse of riches and supply which can never run out.
Wurabempa Ministries presents
History Makers Out with Apostle Kwame Wurabempa.
Odafo memo akwaba ewo History Makers our channel iso. Se benya ka kire se ade eya mfie aha no Yakopon yi nakoa. Se membe kire kwan befa so a ube make history. Media mi ogidi wo mu se ube ma wo family aye proud. Yakopon share bebre. Ene asema mpese me no che. Matu bi din unveiling valuable diamond in you. Unveiling valuable diamond in you. In the Gospel of John, chapter number 12, verse number 24, the Bible says, "Verily I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abides alone, but if it dies, it brings forth fruits. He that loves his life shall lose it, and he that hates his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal." Unveiling valuable treasure, valuable diamond in you. Only say there is no fulfillment in life without understanding the reason of being. In other words, if you want to know the real value of something, then you need to know the value, why that thing was created, why that thing was invented, or why that thing was manufactured. Unveiling the valuable treasure, unveiling the valuable diamond in you can be seen as a spiritual journey of recognizing your inborn value, and also acknowledging your God-given gift or talent, and activating, using them to fulfill the purpose in placement with God's plan. As a matter of fact, it involves a deeper understanding of one's identity in God and the commitment to live according to its principles. In the book of Psalms 139, verse number 14, the Bible says, "I will praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, and I know that fully well." And there's some in the Bible, unveiling that valuable diamond in you is a metaphor or analogy that encourage history makers to recover their hidden potential, talent, wisdom, and their uniqueness. And to me, I say, "Ubetima beye, ubetima uveli that treasure at the end of Yakopon de asho munua." It's more or less like a metaphor. Be adibia e push you e direct you amawo. What me I discover the wisdom, the potential, the talent Yakopon e de asho. In the book of Proverbs chapter 20 verse number 5, the Bible says, "The purposes of a man's heart are deep waters, but one who has insight draws them out." The purposes of a person's heart are deep waters, but one who has insight draw them out. There is a treasure in your heart, but the person who has insight draw them out. We say it's a form, it's a sign or importance of self-discovery and your understanding of your purpose, because it involves unveiling that hidden treasure, which is the deep waters in your heart. but it takes only people who have insight. When you say history maker bia, so what they or seed na one someone who know the complete fulfillment until say what so, because that seed will capture a valuable treasure. I a friend of tree inside the seed, but obey who know the complete fulfillment. No one who say a baby will seed in him, and I believe say until say who be recognizing say there's a valuable treasure in your idea which passes through the necessary process. I bet me that precious treasure no manifest to the benefit of the next generation, because there is a valuable treasure in your thinking. Until we will say the idea of invention is in your thinking, you value what you are thinking. Many times people don't value what they are thinking because they don't know the end from the beginning. Because as much as God drops something into your spirit, you don't know the end from the beginning. But our God, He knows the end from the beginning. That is why we call Him omnipotent. And God says, I have created you as my kind and my image. And you also say, and yet thinking that spirit, you need to have an insight so that you can draw the treasure. Unveiling the valuable diamond in you, encouraging every history maker to discover the hidden talents, the potentials, and the inner brilliance. What am I saying? Unveiling suggests say who review and who discover adibia ahinta. Very important and come out. And plus there should be a discovery or exploration. So if you want to unveil that valuable diamond, it means that you are in the process or you're in the edge of discovering and what? Exploration. And in your mindset, I give you when you go to one, and yet diamond like is a metaphor to every history maker. Say, what some qualities or some skills and what some potentials, because diamonds are a very valuable producer. It symbolizes your inner wealth and brilliance within you as a history maker. What am I saying? In you, there is a source of brilliance and potential within you. And inside you, me encourage you, say, it's a form of self-discovery and a form of self-awareness. So one can say, because anybody they don't discover themselves. And the most difficult part, a woman said, he don't know himself. But until so because it inspire every history maker to look within themselves. Because I will show you, now identify your strength, who identify with talent, who identify with passion. If and they bring you to the forefront of living. Why am I saying this? Because it is important. Say, who recognize now, celebrating your own unique qualities. And that one way you should know to achieve your personal and your professional successes. In the book of Philippians, chapter number 4, verse number 13, Bible says, I can do all things through Him who strengthened me. You can do everything through Him who strengthened you. You have a powerful treasure, which is the diamond in you. And that diamond in you, when you go upon I implant you. It also say you can do it through the power of God. I strengthen you. Because the one say your faith in God as a history, every history maker piano, a try to overcome challenges and who fulfill your potentials. And it make us what I'm trying to say is diamond is a very valuable and expensive stone. It will be but in the beginning, it started like a check. In the beginning, who say a check, who say a BDA, it has no value at all. Yet under the check, underneath of the check, is the beautiful, the valuable, and the shining stone, our conceivable inside. What am I saying this? I am saying because the real value of something is the price someone is willing to pay for it. So if you know, say, in your thinking capacity, there is a valuable treasure. Oh, you don't care the price to pay and bring that one to forefront. And I'm say one can say when you need, say there is something inside you, because my culture say every valuable thing under the sun was given birth by somebody's idea. Everything, including where you are. That I know my would do anything. Onyame amame yamae. Onyame ekachiro say creation will begin when an idea fall into your mindset. And this and number say what valuable idea I lock up inside your thinking, and it's very attractive. And never one must stand before great men in a virgin environment. Because there's a virgin environment here. Onyankopon say ube explore. Because diamonds answer obey diamond or passing through the process of exploration, or passing through the process of discovery, or passing through the process of refinery, and sign your trading to become valuable treasure. And in your mindset, what you are thinking, there's a treasure. Unless you explore, unless you discover what is inside your thinking, unless you refine it, it pass through process of refinement, then you trade with it. Many a times people don't trade with their thinking. They don't trade with what is in their mind. Because Bible says, what kind of book of Matthew chapter 25 verse 41, and he gave his servants talents according to their ability, and they trade with what they have. And exploration also whereby one can almost say your sufferings and your pain in life, say the bear, your skill needed no survive in the farming territories for exploration, because this exploration also won't say you pass through the deep, a hard place now before, and you break through serious places. There will be a lot of struggle. You pass through a lot of struggles before that valuable treasure now inside be manifested. In the book of Psalms 55 verse number 4 and 5, Bible say, my heart is in astonish within me, and terror of death has fallen upon me. Fear and trembling come upon me, and horror overwhelm me. You see, when you are passing through the deepest and the shadow of darkness and evil, Bible says don't fear, because there is something that God has buried inside your spirit. That thing is there to help you to push forward. God, diamonds begin in the darkest and the roughest places, but it is a honor, and then the beautiful things emerges. Because when the diamond is a checo, within a short time pass through the process, a honor, the beautiful thing emerges. What the caterpillar calls himself at the end of his life, the master call it a butterfly. What can say na bra wono and na bra say na obe wono no wa Daniel frafranto. Anything make us, because in the darkest place, in your empty circumstances, in your formless situation, of every history maker's journey of life, a ho, and now a normal I can see a pay fever. Because it is said that things often seems to be worse just before it gets better. And man, normal because what did Abano a chef Bible say was a prancer. Say I'm pra and be bad fruits. And it was say Aban pro. And the man no man seems say worse, the one also will say it's getting better. Why am I saying? Because whenever you experience jobless situations, your finances are tight, your dreams are struggling, the expression of grief in the darkest moments, a whole history make Kabiano a feeling lonely, or feel afraid, self-doubt, in despair, and all these are passages are a passing through, not a try to be turning on. How will it turn you on? It will turn you on because God is preparing a new thing in your life. Papa be a friend, Robert Kawu Kasa, or say 9 out of 10 businesses fail. So he came up with a full proof plan. Create the 10th business. Why is he saying this? It doesn't matter how much you fail, try as much as you possible to do another one. Because failure is the stepping stone to your glory. So and found how near to tell them the entire say when you person use no baby. Because all kind Isaiah chapter 40, verse number 4, Bible say, every valley shall be rise, every mountain and hill below, the rough ground shall become level, rocky places will be plain. Why is he saying that? He is saying that because the valuable treasure I look inside every history maker is in your imagination. Now, I dare what you say. What they expecting is try to unveil that diamond in you. So it doesn't matter how it takes, because history makers anticipating, so passing through anxiety, through various stages, and combine to the fullness of life. Because all these stages now form and prepare to a place. A situations be like pressures in life, hottest situations in life, and long seasons of nothingness. A critique undeniable testimonies. And the often and the check way. So do himself passing through a processor, he will become that shining and valuable treasure a woman. But now when him say all passing through process, all passing through hardship, problems, no say is coming out powerful. What am I saying? All what I'm trying to say is who experiencing mistreatment, rejections, temptations in the middle of life is to the end. Because some history makers will feel depressed. Now I'm going to anxiousness, anxiety, if you're afraid. Sometimes the things the suffering is purposeless, and make them wonder whether God isn't answering their prayer. But the best catch you say, you begin to doubt the marvelous promises on Yakopon account. But nevertheless, also Yakopon one guarantee me free suffering. And yes, also when your idea no Yakopon the idea no better, or spirit moana idea no come out. You pass through the process. Now many times people want to be successful, but they are afraid of passing through the process. It is a diamond or per se, or yet significant or per se, or yet valuable. But the moment of it passing through refinery, and we another face who said diamond piano and sana, a best starting raising some sparkling, unless you cut the edge. Now cutting the edge in Ukraine, another story. Say we'll pass it through that refinery. Now what me break it that charcoal substance I'm not being stone. But cutting the edge, there be a problem, because you believe you say in the rough places of life, are unpleasant, because a lot of violence moments you discover all. Now see discover so a also now the beauty of every diamond imagine when the edge is cut, giving its ability to reflect light. Because when you cut the edge of the diamond, and when a man ability reflected light, now produces some sparkling, now a sparkling for your eyes. Almost now a catching or heart. I didn't try, because cutting the edge of a diamond give you satisfaction of comfort and enters into polishing. After the cutting, then you enter into polishing. And what you say, the diamond in you have to pass through series of process before they walk in. Before say they didn't find it on several platter, and you said it came out by luck, but they passed through the process. Diamonds, a bit like a brightness and a charming, unless they pass through the pressure I put you on them. What is the pressure? Remember, say, regardless of the adversity that you face, you are going to miss what God has told you in your spirit. Why am I saying? Because before you realize that there's God has designed something in you to experience, the biggest mystery, I was going to say, there is bound to be transformation from charcoal to a precious mineral, and there's a transformation, and through the transformation process, when you're careful, you give up. But they also say God wants you to unveil that treasure, that hidden treasure, our buried inside your spirit. Mark Twain, it can be what say. It is not the size of the dog in the fight, but it is the size of the fight in the dog. It is not the size of the dog in the fight, but it is the size of the fight in the dog. Because who say abraboya woboy say okuna ukojira ni muno. If you have the courage, say you want conceive self fight inside you. It's not the size. It's not the size I will face it, because greater is he that is in you than the one which is in the world. Papa be a friend. Jamie Valley now what think be paro person or a footballer. Now what think be go start with a small course. Guy facing a lot of rejections. The story ni chere say team be from Sheffield Wednesday Football Club at the age of 16, and omo pamo no free team no, and one give up and o join in 7th division team Stockbridge Park, or spending almost about 3 years or the income £30 a week. Can you imagine, say, in the world where football transfer will be millions of pounds on dollars, your transfer no call as fast town £15,000 just 2010, and we did 25 no. And on turn Leicester City 2012. Now team no super no more win Premier League that. And the Jimmy breaky Guinness world records with 12 goals, 11 goals in 11 games. And will be the first player our Leicester City or score 20 goals. And then to Wakasa, and it's Sablanti was a Leicester City. Is a team where you're underdog. And when we need Premier League. Now, a big a celebration part in the history of sports, because an underdog. They came out valiantly. The biggest sports teams in Inano, condemn and winning a friend say league at that time. Now, Leicester City condemn the Giants. A friend say Manchester nominate other clubs they were England no. Condemn now a bear beaten. Emma that a year no. Jamie a friend say football writer a player of the year. Now the story inspire me. Now they back one me who the story me say. Or captain like me say anything that can happen, sometimes it does. I didn't try because we believe say I did be also happen. It doesn't matter where you started. Name I was who say you have something more than enough to offer to the world. And the idea go who say when you have to go and get it, go there and get it. Mental. And you say you are on that time, won't count me, because there's something now when I go on their show me. And I brand here, no one know, and yet me a transfer and go for millions of dollars, near transfer almost about £15,000. He didn't give up, and then Obabe star, UK, Omo football, a friend say history. I say the Guinness record books. I did try. And the American two spirit say there's something in you. And what say you record or Guinness record book. But then you say, whoa, you pass through the process. And I pray say, whoa, you become a history maker. I pray say, whoa, the media show mono, that diamond you unveil it for the world to see. When I go point shout, sɛ wo ɛnɛ wɔtie me. Bye bye.